The 1-1. Swing on its way. Left center field. Suarez tags it deep by the wall. Walk it off. Eugenio. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for you. They're
Holy shit. That I was texting you before I came over here, and I was like, I was so pissed off when Diego and Paul Sewald blew that top of the ninth. And I was like, sick, dude. Like, if we lose, I'm not coming over. We're not recording. And I was, 80% dead ass serious.
Yeah, no, you weren't. No,
Dude, I was pretty. There's no way that I could sit here and do a podcast on the Mariners after losing that kind of game against that kind of team. Anyway, if you didn't listen or watch this game today, Mariner fans, you did yourself a disservice. Please go back and watch the highlights as soon as you can, because that game was freaking ridiculous. Chris, what happened?
It was so awesome. I'm just glad I was able to watch the end of it. I was driving home from Redmond, Oregon, so unfortunately I missed Marco's seemed like electric start, but
Yeah.
man, I mean, Gino, Suarez,
Yeah.
Julio, Rodriguez, both of them hitting 2 home runs in one game against the defending World Series champions, the Atlanta Braves.
Mhm.
Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. I mean, in that ninth inning, as you were just saying, you had texted me and saying like, yeah, whatever you said, right? And then I just sent text back like, holy shit, this is insane.
yeah. It's like, did you not hear what I said?
Like,
I'm not coming over.
well, like I wasn't even like angry, man. Like I was like, oh shit. Well, okay, Diego and Paul, that sucks. We got 3 more outs. You know, you got 27 outs in a ball game. You know, so with the Mariners, every game we've got a chance, man.
Yeah.
And when you got Julio Rodriguez, when they got that last out in the ninth inning, and we're getting up to bat, they panned the camera on Julio's face, and he's jogging
on his way back in from center field,
getting
right?
ready to go bat second in the inning.
Yeah.
And he's jogging in just with like not a care in the world on his face.
Yeah.
And he's just
No,
clearly
he looks like he's like what's the word? He's like scheming. He comes in with that face and he's got a scheming grin on his face.
yeah.
Like he knows something's gonna happen.
Yeah, he does. And Gino, after the game, he was saying to the media like so many times, it's like, if Julio gets on base, I know something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I know we can stay in it. And Julio in the dugout, he's telling all the guys like, hey, we got this. We're in this.
Yeah.
Man, you know, like in the early years of Russell Wilson, when he was going up to the players on the bench when we're down in games, and he's letting them know like, we're not out of it. We're not out of it. Like you need that guy on the team. We had that with Russell for football, but damn it, man, we got that in an even better version of it with Julio doing that every single game. You're never out of it,
Dude, he's a rookie.
He believes it.
He's
He
a rookie
believes it.
too.
Yeah, and that's I mean, you know, in the Wilson comparison, that's exactly what Wilson was doing his year too, right?
Completely.
You know,
I mean, that's the X factor that we're paying for Julio as well. Not only is he able to hit 2 dingers, in a game, one of them being the tying, critical moment at the very end of the game.
The other being the first
Very
the
first
Mariners
at
in the
bat.
game.
Yeah, sure, but it's the X factor of being a leader, even though he's a goddamn rookie, which that you can't find that in many other people.
Sharon and Dreyer were saying this on the radio after Sunday's game. And she was saying how, like, Julio, obviously we've seen him and he's been so successful so early and soon in his career. And she said that she had been seeing, those normal progressions. That first month, he was just getting horrendous calls. And then, next month he started getting them hits, and then home runs started coming. And she had been kind of saying like, when's he like going to take over a game? When's he going to put the team on his absolute back?
Mm-hmm.
He did that today also. Obviously, Gino did it too, and not taking anything away from him. But Julio did what we've, known that he can do, and he's been doing, but just to an extended level.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that, because when, like you said, when the season first started, and we don't have to get too much into Julio right now, we've got a lot to cover, but he started the season obviously getting a lot of absolutely ridiculous calls. And that pissed us off. He seemed to kind of laugh it off a little bit, as if he knew like shit was going to be good in the end.
Yeah, he did.
And surely enough, it has. But like I said, Julio was critical today. And Gino Suarez also, he also had 2 dingers today.
Yeah, dude, too. Also,
so
unreal.
in the entire 6 games that we've played since we last were on the air, Gino Suarez has hit 5 dingers. 5 dingers in the last 6 games. He's up to 30 home runs now. I think 82 RBIs. It's just it's insane because you look at a game where our bullpen for once in a blue moon does not come through, right? Marco, here's what I'll say about Marco. 2 great outings this week.
2 great outings.
2 great outings. Marco did great. Yes, all the haters can say, Schwabi, you're a piece of shit. You counted him out way too early, whatever. I still stand by my comment that he's not consistent. But when he does show up to play, and granted, he's obviously working on things in the background. And my confidence is beginning to regain for him. So that's very important, especially as we approach the postseason. But with Marco going crazy, going lights out, bullpen comes in. We've got the lead 6-2. Diego Castillo comes in. This season, he's been great. The last season, we saw a lot of what happened today. Last season from Diego.
Yeah.
And
he had no control of the zone right off the bat.
And the unthinkable happened, and he gave up a 3-run bomb, and it was a 1-run game. We bring in Paul Sewald. At this rate, I'm thinking, fine, 2 outs, nobody on anymore. Right? Like, no, there was a runner on first.
I think he came on with a runner on first.
Yes, that's right. Runner on first. Like, whatever. He's going to get someone to pop out. He's going to electrify the stadium. He's going to K him up. Whatever. And I forget who it was. I think it was a pinch hitter.
No, it wasn't. It was Grossman. Yeah.
Freaking, he goes, yeah. And now we're down 7-6. At that point, like, knowing me, dude, like, I call it quits. I'm like, all right,
of course you do, man. But you can't. You just can't. As a Mariners fan, you can't. They've done this so many times where shit hits the fan. It's an emotional roller coaster. Stay on the ride till it's over. It's never over with the Mariners.
But it's another situation where just like the White Sox, right? The Braves are going to bring in their star closer.
Kenley Jansen.
Yeah.
There was for you guys listening, if you haven't seen this, somewhere on Twitter, there was this Braves fan. The Mariners, I love it because they're starting to piss off other fan bases. And like during today's game, Mets Twitter was all, talk with Mariners Twitter, tweeting about Mariners, saying like, we need you guys to win. And they were talking about how they're like, oh shit, now we got to see Paul Sewald. I haven't seen what they were saying about Paul Sewald after he had given up that home run, and I'm sure they were going off on him.
Mm-hmm.
We all know how they feel about Paul in some type of way. But yeah, no, they were pumped when we pulled out, just like last year when we were rooting for the Orioles to help us out.
Right.
And Orioles are doing a little bit of a slide in current time.
We feel bad about that, but
it's
not to our not to the sense where. Anyway, we always want to watch the Orioles succeeded, but not at our expense, is what I'll say.
Yeah, no, not at all. But Julio Rodriguez, there's a stat that, of course, Alex Mayer put out again. And where was it? Well, there's one with him and Michael Harris. So Michael Harris, I think Michael Harris is second. Excuse me. I think he's leading the NL, and he's on the Braves. I think he's leading the NL in the rookie of the year voting.
Right.
He had 2 home runs today, and his was I think his second was that blast right off of Diego. But this was the first time that 2 players, both age 21 or younger, where each of them hit multiple home runs in the same game, which is pretty crazy. And I also saw some stuff about where Julio Rodriguez.
Is this an MLB history?
Yeah, that's what the tweet said. That's what the tweet said. Yeah, it's the first time. The 2 players both age.
Yeah, it doesn't say in MLB history, but we can. It sounds like we can assume that.
I'm assuming. But then Julio, man, he's the youngest player in MLB history and the first Mariners player of any age to hit a leadoff homer and a game tying or go ahead homer in the 9th inning or later of the same game.
Circular writing is what I call that. Although you can't script that kind of game.
You can't script that kind of game.
That was just insane. And like I said, Marco was lights out. Bats did what they had to do. But when shit hit the fan, it just was I have a buddy, Chase Kyrlabor, who listens to the show, and he was texting me trying to bring me out of my rut. And he was like, Gino,
Today?
what? This was today.
Today, okay.
And he texts like me and my other buddy, and he's like, guys, Gino's hitting a walk-off right here. Just don't worry about it. And I'm like sitting there reading my text, like throwing my phone. I don't even care. It's not going to happen. Whatever. We're going to go to extras and, God knows what's going to happen there. But Gino just when you watch a home run happen when it leaves the bat, you have that moment of like, no fucking way. Like,
yeah.
get the fuck out of
Well,
here.
that one, like it wasn't quite a no doubter. You had a pretty damn good, idea that was going out.
Yeah.
Center fielder had kind of a play on it, but not really. It
Mhm.
obviously just went. I didn't see where it landed exactly. But with Julio's, that was a no doubter.
No,
For
that was
like
117 mile an hour.
117.2.
Yeah.
Exit velo. It's the hardest hit homer by our Mariners in Statcast era, which has been around since 15. But the
Jesus.
other was 116.8. By of course, who else? Nelson.
Nelly? Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Who else? Crazy shit, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy shit. I mean, we saw so many things that haven't happened today in that one game. That ninth inning was just holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
If you're listening to this and you didn't have a chance to watch the game, watch the damn game, watch a replay, watch the highlights. You're gonna want to do that to start off your week.
Now we have a 99 after defeating the defending World Series champions in a series. We have a 99.9% chance of making the postseason.
That's right.
Pretty much guaranteed. Also, not just with us winning, but Orioles losing a little bit as well.
Right.
Some other teams helping us out. But in the Mariners' 45 years of existence, there's a fun little stat that I think this little competition, this whatever you want to call it, is going to even up at the end of this year. In our 45 years of existence, Seattle Mariners players have experienced 5 ruptured testicles. And we've as a franchise been in 4. We've had 4 playoff experiences. So
That's a franchise?
as a franchise, we've had 4 playoff experiences.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
in the 4
God.
4 years. And so it's going to even up. 5 ruptured testicles and 5 playoff appearances. That's
Well,
pretty cool.
It's cool is one way to describe it. I don't know what. Well, Evan's over
I
there
was
laughing
just,
about.
I
something.
think that's hilarious, Chris. But besides, like, I just want to get to the point where we're not just talking about playoff appearances. Like, I think we can make a run.
No, we
Like,
can't.
because, like,
No, we can.
I mean, yeah, the 9th inning today was incredible, but it wasn't just against like the Oakland Athletics or
No.
the Detroit Tigers. It was the defending
World
champs.
Series champion.
And
Right.
we came back, we didn't fold, and I just think once we get to the postseason, nobody wants to play us because we're obviously going to be the hottest team rolling in, and that's how you win in the postseason. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's a great point because these guys know how to hit the damn ball, and at the end of the day, like, yes, we lost to them the first game of the series 6-4. What I will say, and we're going to go through each game here, but what I will say with the opening game of the series on Friday, we lost 6-4. There were only 3 earned runs that were given up by Mariners pitchers, which means the 3 errors that we had on Friday. No, sorry. I have my stats wrong. I think did we lose 9-6 on Friday or was it 6-4?
One of the days we did lose 9-6.
No, that was the Chicago White Sox. And what I was about to say is absolutely inaccurate. That was the last game of the series against the White Sox. We lost 9-6.
Which is kind of a fun score if you flip it the other way around.
Sure. Yeah, that's very mature of you. So 9 runs scored by the White Sox. That game, we gave Mariners had 3 errors, and those 3 errors accounted for the 6 additional runs to those 3
3 errors.
earned runs.
Yeah, you got it.
That's beside the point, but welcome back to the Monday Mojo Sports Desk. I'm Max Schwabi. I'm with Chris Soba and our producer, Evan Barron. Overall, solid week. We did what we had to do. We told this to you last episode. We went in with, playing against 2 teams that both very much have something to play for. the White Sox are not a team to sleep on. And obviously the Braves are the Braves, defending world champs, and very much up there fighting for that first place in the NL
AL
East
the
against
Mets, man.
against the Mets,
Yeah.
and we had to play spoiler.
Can Sam Haggerty start getting way more days in left field? I mean, Jesse Winker, his bat, it's asleep. It's a snooze fest. I
Yeah.
mean, the guy today had a strikeout and he had 3 pop-ups that didn't even leave the infield.
The infield, right?
Jesse, man, I love your enthusiasm.
His Weifels' old point. He could put up buckets around the infield,
I feel bad for the guy, man. I feel bad for the guy because the other guys on the squad, they're picking us up. They're doing their thing. Everybody's finding their groove. Adam Frazier today on Sunday, he almost hit one out of the park, man. It was just ropes into the right center gap off of the wall. He got a triple, and we almost didn't score that run, and we got 2 outs right after
That's
that.
right.
But then who? The Godfather himself, Sam Swaggerty, man. He rips one into left center field and he scores them. I mean, Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Give the guy more at bats. And the guy Jesus, man, his defense. That catch he had in the 4th inning, it was after Marco had given up the game tying home run. It was now 1-1. And the next batter was Matt Olson. And Matt Olson hit like a 98-mile-per-hour line drive, sinking into left or going almost over his head, Haggerty's head in left field. He reaches out. He covered, man. It was something like, where's this stat, dude? It was ridiculous. In the 4th inning, he covered 49 feet in 3.8 seconds. I mean, I don't know. It's just Jesse Winker obviously isn't going to be able to do that. He doesn't have the athletic capability of doing that in the outfield. But then his bat it's a snooze fest, and Sam Haggerty's isn't. It's so good now.
If we were to be able to make the argument that Jesse Winker's bat is strong and consistent, and
he walks, that's consistent.
Sure, yeah, that's great. But like, the one argument that many people might have is, well, Sam Haggerty is an all-around player, yes, but he's not a power hitter like Jesse Winker. But Jesse Winker is not a power hitter. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I totally agree. I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now. Sam Haggerty has proven himself over the last month, maybe 2. And he's kicking ass, and I'd like to see a whole lot more of him. Maybe it's the experience factor. Who knows? Because Jesse Winker is arguably more of a vet. Sam Haggerty is still...
Not arguably, he is.
He is. Yeah, well, fine. Sure, for the sake of argument. Sam Haggerty, not so much. But he's... and the Mariners analytics data team, whatever, should know this. I mean, he's the guy that actually gets shit done. And
he's a spark plug, man.
By all recollections for me, he's able to show up in clutch situations.
Yeah, he is.
Right?
Yeah, he is, man. Him and a ton of the other guys on the team. One other thing I wanted to talk about before we move on to recapping the bulk of the games, the rest of them. Gino Suarez, since August 1st, tied with, he now leads the MLB in home runs since August 1st with 14.
And that's above Aaron Judge with 13.
Shohei Ohtani with 12.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I mean, this guy's finding his groove.
Yeah.
His defense has been great.
He's going to be a force in October.
Yeah, man. They were saying, so what I've been, actually, I said this, it was funny on the drive back from my trip today to my buddy. I was talking about how the Mariners need to do more viewing or just showing like on TV in the postgame of the actual postgame conference with the players. And they do like a clip of it, they'll do like 5 minutes of it during the Root Sports recap. They do more of it, I think, on the radio recap, but showing us what the players say after the games and doing the interviews, right? Like the NFL does every week. I want the MLB to do more of it. But today they did do some of that with Gino and with Julio. And they were just talking about basically like all the shit that I love the Mariners for, and them being, like a family. And not just a team, not just teammates, but like a family. And Julio said something along the lines of, if we stay together, we're never going to lose. And Gino, like these are the types of guys who, one, are good, really, really good. And 2, that actually care about like building something sustainable and consistent over a long period of time.
Right.
And that's what we've got brewing in the clubhouse.
Yep.
And I just love it.
Yep. I agree. I thought And it's funny because, and I hope the team felt similarly, but after we lost the series against the White Sox, which we'll get into very briefly, we had that off day in the middle of the week. And there's nothing to me, there's really no, especially when we're at where we are at in the standings this late in the season. There's nothing worse than a day off of Mariners baseball after just losing a series.
You want to play another game and get that out of the
Yes,
system. Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
So we spent Thursday resting after taking 1 of 3 from the White Sox. And then, Atlanta comes in, wins the series opener. And then we win the second one, but like, God, man, would I have been salty as a what's salty? Salty
as a
potato
tequila
chip or tequila.
shot.
So that's not salty. Oh well,
Well,
yeah,
it depends. I don't. It's not.
If
for
you
me.
like salty on your tequila, which I don't,
I like pineapple juice with my tequila.
that's weird.
You know, I like pineapple juice with my tequila.
I guess I did know that. If I would have been as salty as a tequila shot lined with salt, if we would have lost this game on Sunday and then had a day off on Monday, right? Like me twiddling my thumbs, like thinking like, oh, we just lost 2 straight series against like, competitive teams. And now I just have to sit alone in my thoughts. But, as you probably heard, we've been taking a lot of days off while other teams catch up on their schedules, which in my opinion is well deserved. But
We have 2 days off this week, tomorrow and Thursday.
Monday and
Yeah,
Thursday.
Monday and Thursday.
Yes.
And hey, this series against the Padres, man. The
Yeah.
series against the Padres, we'll dive more into this in a little bit too. But I mean, this is the last of that stretch. Every game after the Padres is against teams under 500. That's the last 20,
That's right.
That's the last 20 games of the season.
That's right.
That's light at the end of the tunnel.
That's right. So we have gotten, we've climbed the hill. We're at a beautiful spot where we want to be. And we've got a very downhill in the sense where it doesn't take nearly as much effort. Let's hope so. We can't sleep on it. We got to keep winning like we've been doing. But let's recap
Saturday against the Braves. I mean, that was a pitching duel.
Sure.
That was for sure was a pitching duel. That was we had Kirby starting the game that day.
Correct.
Kirby, he went 6 innings, 3 hits, no walks, 6 Ks.
Yep.
And Max Fried, hell of a pitcher.
Mhm.
He's who went for the Braves, obviously. That was the first game all season where he had allowed 2 home runs. So that was pretty great to see.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, that first run we scored was maybe that was a different game where Ty France rounded third base and had the error. Or excuse me. Mitch Haniger hit a fly ball to right field,
Mhm.
and then Ty France tagged from second base,
Yes.
and they threw it into the dugout, and so Ty France got home.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And then later in the game, we had 2 home runs. I
Yep.
believe that was all off of Max Fried.
That was Mr. Ham Swaggerty, and that was Suarez.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was.
yeah, so that was we did what we could there. Bats weren't too alive, but again, with the pitching, you don't necessarily need the hottest of bats. And
Dude,
for that, we're incredibly grateful.
George Kirby, man, in his last 11 starts, he's got a $1.99 ERA. He's given up
George Kirby,
$1.99 in his last 11 starts. Dude, 7 walks and 66 strikeouts.
and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why he was Rookie of the Month.
Yeah.
In August.
Dude, it's the
That's
height.
incredible.
He's got through his first 20 career starts. This is through his first 20 career starts. He has the highest strikeout to walk ratio. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
7.79.
The man doesn't walk anyone.
No, he hardly walks anybody.
Yeah.
He's got the highest strikeout to walk ratio in MLB history for any starter.
That's right.
Over the first 20 games.
Yep.
I mean, so here's a fun one. Maybe we talked about this already, but obviously Luis Castillo, Robbie Ray,
Mhm.
they're going to be, our 1-2 punch, assuming all goes well and we finish in the playoffs. They're going to be a 1-2 punch to start those games. Logan Gilbert or George Kirby, both coming off rest. They're both 100% ready to go.
Yep.
Who do we go? Who takes them out?
Who takes? So assuming we have a 3-game series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want Logan or we want George?
We want Logan.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And That's just my gut reaction. I don't yet have an explanation as to why.
I just think you see the confidence on the mound with Logan,
Yeah.
and he like is. You don't see any like he just has that look, you know. You know what I mean?
He now, you know what, Evan, I like where you're going with this because this is something I wanted to bring up later. He got a goatee now.
Well,
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
He already had long hair. Man, there was
it
one
didn't
other.
seem like he was even capable of growing
There
facial
was-
hair.
No,
at one
no.
point.
But there was this other guy by the name of Randy Johnson that the Braves
Mm.
had who had similar looking hair. And
I've heard
who
of him.
also had a goatee. Who also was tall. Who also threw heat. And who also had a freaking nasty slider.
Mm.
Uh,
No one
you know
throws heat
what?
like Randy Johnson, though.
Maybe if he's got that mean look, he's got that goatee with that long hair, that tall stature, staring down a batter. All right, give
Yeah.
me some of that.
Yeah.
All right, based off of that appearance, the visual by itself,
Hey,
I'll take Logan over George.
that's right. And guess what? If we win the first 2 games of the 3-game series, we won't even need a third pitcher.
No, we won't. No, we won't, man.
I mean, unless the other team wants a consolation game, which
I'm gonna say something, and for everybody listening, explain play along with me here. Evan, you'll remember this. Max, what is a goatee? Describe to me what a goatee is.
a goatee is facial hair on your chin that wraps around and goes over your lips,
There it is. So for all of you not watching on YouTube,
and nothing on the side.
if you're just listening, you can't see what Max just did. Back in grade school, me, Evan, a ton of the other guys, we did a social experiment. And we'd go up to people and we asked them, what is a goatee? Almost 100% of the time, the person who we asked this question to would, in response, they would touch their face and they would,
Go a circle around the
circle
lips.
around their lips. They touch somewhere around their face, using that to describe what a goatee is versus actual words. Max just did that again. So there's social experiment.
Correct answer. Or?
It is just you're with, what's the opposite of the minority?
The
You're with
majority.
the majority.
Well, it doesn't even sound like there's even a minority in the first place.
There were a couple people that didn't describe a goatee with rubbing their face.
you were on pace first, Max, to like describing it. And then
Yeah, you were-
late at the last second, you kind of threw it up there. So,
Dude, I grow facial hair normally, so I know what a goatee is.
No, I know you do, but the point of the question is when it gets asked to somebody, the person will respond by touching their face to describe what a goatee is.
Right.
That's just it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
No, it's not it's not the wrong way to do it. It's not the right way to do it. It's just the way that most people do it.
Okay. Well, then I'm just a normal old Joe then.
Yeah, you are.
Sweet.
You are. But Logan Gilbert, he's not.
No, he's
Because
not. Yeah.
He's got that.
No, I would say Logan Gilbert go game 3 if necessary. I think I don't know. I just although there are George Kirby's a rookie, Logan Gilbert's a sophomore. It's not necessarily even an experience thing. I just think
Logan Gilbert doesn't have a full season. Tell you that
okay,
much.
well, fine. I like his stuff even more. I like the way he controls the game, and yeah, I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know.
All right, we'll take him.
Yeah.
We'll take him. So, anyways, that was a great analysis of the second game of the series against the Braves.
That's right.
But the first game of the series against the Braves, Robbie Ray Day, we lost the game, obviously. It's so great to see, we lost the first game of the series to the Yankees way back when. And then we lost the first game of the series to the Yankees again the next, week afterwards or whatever. However, in both those series, we came back and won the next 2. Same shit, different day with the Braves. We lose the first game of the series, but we don't back down. We don't give up. We come back and take it. But Robbie Ray, he wasn't all that great, right? I think he gave up 8 hits, 6 Ks. Festa gave up another
2 runs.
2 runs or something like that.
Yeah.
And
for a while, like, I read somewhere where Major League Baseball's Instagram account had, gone into some stats from Robbie Ray since August 1st, and he's been lights out. And, fine, you have your bad days against an understandably very difficult team, but couldn't get the job done. Here's what I'm going to say about the Braves series this weekend: Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, Friday, 88% capacity in the stadium. 42,000 people showed up.
Yeah.
Saturday, 94% capacity. 45,000 people showed up. Sunday's game, 95% capacity. 4,500.
I actually think Sunday
4,500.
was fully sold out. It
Well,
was the 5th sellout of the year
right, but
Yeah.
I looked at the actual results.
of people who showed up.
Yes, that's
Ah.
right. But yes, it was a
So
sellout
the
crowd.
sellout is just the tickets that are sold,
That is correct.
not the seats that are in
Yes,
the butts,
correct.
or not the butts that are in the seats.
Yes.
Okay.
But that is something that we can look forward to moving down the home stretch here. Because people give a shit.
People are giving a major
Dude,
shit.
they're
man.
giving a shit.
People are giving it's gonna, like we said at the beginning of the year, this season the Mariners have a very large opportunity to earn their keys to the city,
Right?
to become
Yeah.
absolute legends. Every single player on this team will become a legend.
Yeah.
If we can break this drought and if we can make a run and if we can do something spectacular.
That's right.
Everybody.
That's right.
And they know it. They absolutely know it. They talk about it. JP said it so many times, man. He
Mhm.
said it so many times. And it's so true. It's
Yeah.
just amazing.
So briefly going on to the White Sox series, wasn't what we expected, but like I said, here's a team that I was afraid of because they very much are a scrappy team. They've got a lot they're fighting for now because they're likely not getting a wild card spot, so they have no choice but to go up against the Guardians and the Twins, who have been slumping, and they're fighting for their lives right now. So we saw that in our series with Chicago. Monday, first game of the series. Marco did well again. And again, I apologize for pissing people off that are big Marco fans. I think he's fully capable of being a great pitcher.
He is inconsistent, sure.
Yes.
But
Yes. That's all I ever said.
yeah, sure.
That's all I ever said.
You said a lot more than that.
Well, I was pissed off, but that
You said-
ultimately
you
at the end of the day,
said
that's
down to
all I.
single A or something, and have them
No,
serving Little Caesars pizzas from Chuck
No,
E. Cheese to
that-
the fans in the stands. You said something along those lines.
no, that was the angry Braves fan who was cussing out.
Kenley Jansen.
Yeah, exactly, on Twitter, which was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Anyway, Marco goes 7 innings, 3 earned runs. Not bad.
Hold on, before I forget this.
I'm actually in the groove right now.
You are in the groove, and I'm going to get you right back in it.
What do you want?
Just one more thing about Marco Gonzalez.
Okay.
He's got 17 quality starts in 2022. That's tied for most of the Mariners with Robert Ray. Luis Castillo's included with that. His quality starts are added together from Cincinnati and Seattle. But for you Marco haters, you guys might be in some shambles right now because
But-
another quality start.
He does have like a 10-12 record, and ignoring the 12 losses, 10 wins is 1 under Logan. So and I know you and his wife are weirdos and don't take that shit into account, but
I do.
okay.
It counts.
Well, anyway, he whenever he pitches, there's a decisive outcome for his games, which I think is good. Anyway, Marco, 7 innings, 3 earned runs on Monday. Bullpen also gave up no runs, but the real problem was Lancey Lynn had us by the huevos.
yeah,
and-
by the cojones.
Yeah, by the kahunas, and we could not hit off of him, and that's on our hitters' fault, or on our. They're to blame. Great pitching. It was a nail biter at the end when we were down 3-1, and then scored 1 in the 9th. Against
Tried
that.
scoring 2.
What?
We were close to scoring 2.
I know,
We tried
exactly.
shit, but that, one
That
didn't work
cocky
out.
asshole Hendricks of a closer. He's a great closer.
I like Liam Hendricks. I do, man.
just-
Nothing against him.
Yeah, I know, but there's nothing more frustrating than being an opponent fan or player and watching the opponent pitcher or whatever get fired up. Just like how Logan Gilbert was fired up after he got out of that jam. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
on
you're pissed
Tuesday.
off that you lost your opportunity, and then you're even more pissed off that everyone, that the other guy is like,
Yeah, of course.
You know.
Sure. But that's just the emotion.
that's
That's the
sports.
emotion of sports, 100%.
M's lose that one 3-2. We go to Tuesday. Gilbert, lights out. 9 strikeouts. Bullpen comes in and completes the shutout. I forget how many innings he went. I think he went 6 or 7.
Yeah. I think it at least went 7.
Yep. But like I said, there was an inning towards the end of his outing that night he was fired up when he got out of a gym. And
It was the sixth inning. It was
Sixth
the
inning,
sixth inning,
yeah.
and it was his 101st pitch of his outing. It was his last inning.
98.6 mile per hour
We'll call it
fastball.
99.
99. And that's what you want to see. That's like Justin Verlander shit, like you go deep in the game or whatever.
Shit, somebody said that.
Really?
A player said that's like Justin Verlander.
Oh.
Yeah, I forget who.
Well,
you?
I didn't know. I'm original. His goatee was very much present. And then here's another thing. Cal Raleigh hit a home run. And we're keeping an eye on this stat because of how much shit I talked about him earlier this year and all throughout last year. He's got 23 dingers. That's like tied for the most, or getting up there to being tied for the most home runs hit by a Mariner catcher.
It's by with Mike Zunino.
Mike Zunino's at 25.
Yep.
The Mariners are 21-2 when Cal Raleigh hits a home run. And that was very much part of that winning column. Mariners win this one 3-0. Finally, on Wednesday, the third game of the Chicago White Sox series, Luis Castillo did well in the first few innings, turned out to not really be himself. White Sox aren't a bad hitting team whatsoever. Lights out until the fourth inning, gives up a two-run home run.
He started that one with 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought he was
That's
going
right.
to have. I thought Luis Castillo. I was listening to this game on the radio. This was the day that I drove to Redmond, Oregon for my golf trip.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't watch it on the TV. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, damn, man, like,
Yeah.
after the first thing I heard on the radio, first strikeout, they're like, damn, he's looking on point. He's
Yeah.
looking money.
Right.
And in my head, I'm like, watch him get like 27 strikeouts. It's a perfect game. And then he throws like a second strikeout, and then a third,
Yeah.
and then a fourth, and a fifth, and then he gets 6, and he gets 7 in a row. And I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, he's throwing so many in a row.
That's
It was
a-
the Mariners' record to start a game.
Mariners franchise
record
record.
is
That's
7 strikeouts to start a game. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
fourth inning, like everything hits the fan, and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I thought we had that one in the bag, but regardless, Luis was Luis until he wasn't. 2-run home run he gave up in the fourth. 6th inning, there was another 4-run inning. And again, these are from absolute tanks hit by the White Sox. But here's what I was talking about earlier. Mariners had 3 errors. 3 errors, right? And we've been talking about the Mariners defense all season long. It's phenomenal. Obviously, we're going to let this one slide because people have their bad days. But 6 runs came out of those 3 errors because at the end of the game, you look at the stat line, there were only 3 earned runs given up by the Mariner pitching staff, and all 3 of them were from Luis Castillo. And yet the score was 9-6, not in favor of the Mariners.
Yeah.
So that's a little frustrating. I think they definitely met as a team, talked about that nonsense, and hopefully.
Well, maybe because on Sunday today, JP Crawford's the first
Well,
play of
and
the
then-
game
yeah.
is a freaking error. But
Right.
then
Right.
see, then you're like, oh shit. With
No.
Mark-
JP's error was last night,
He also-
Saturday.
He had one today.
Oh, we had one today.
First player of the game. That's how they got on base. But then
Sick.
Marco retired the next like 9 hitters in a row. So
Well,
Marco's smart
figure it
to
out,
save
boys.
there.
And JP, I have confidence in you, but not now. If you're gonna get errors,
Well, no. I'll say this.
Yeah.
Butterfly effect. I'm a big believer in the butterfly
mm,
effect. And if something didn't happen, but the result was still what I wanted it to be, then I didn't want anything else to change.
Yeah.
Because maybe we wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
And that's the stretch.
Fair
Sure.
enough.
It's a stretch. The first play of the game's an error. And if that doesn't happen, then we don't win the game. Sure. But anything
Yep.
can happen. Anything is possible. Kevin Garnett.
let's see.
What do we got coming up then?
No, the real loss goes to the defense that game. 3 errors. Diego Castillo got tagged with the loss, but that's because another error was made by our defense at that time. And Gino Suarez hits his first home run of the week. Ends lose that one 9-6. So that is our week in a recap. What do we have coming up?
Your second favorite team, the Dads.
Let's go.
The Dads.
I love the Dads.
Yeah, but not right now. Not Tuesday.
Okay.
Not Wednesday. Tuesday, for all you Ham Swaggerty lovers, it's the Ham Swaggerty giveaway. Tuesday's the hip Swaggerty giveaway. It's the headband thing, right?
I think so.
Yep. You don't know? It says Swaggerty on it, which is
Sure.
swag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. Probably
I
another.
don't wear headbands, so.
I know you don't have the hair for it, but
Oh,
like we
piss
said,
off.
like we said last episode, if you keep using that keeps, you may get kind of hairstyle you want.
And if you use our code at just kidding, you're not getting jack shit for free. If you're bald, just deal with it.
Does it work for bald people? Well, obviously, it's
Well-
not, or balding or bald.
If you're completely
straight
bald,
bald.
you're pretty shit out of luck.
Keeps
You
not
know.
gonna work.
Well, I mean, maybe it could, but I just don't think it looked natural.
When I
Got like hair sprouting out up in
when I was
weird
in high school,
places.
I'm so glad that this didn't exist. And I know we're getting a little off topic, but when I was in high school and I would buzz cut myself.
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had always
We
wished
didn't have the money for that shit,
Exactly.
especially with such a
so-
simple
such
procedure.
a simple procedure. And I was like, wow, I'm gonna want this buzz cut for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I wish that there was some sort of, laser hair, not removal, but laser haircut
To
that I could
keep
get
it.
once and
Oh,
just
yeah.
keep it there.
Yeah.
And like in my head, I'm like, maybe like long term down the road, I'd be a little upset with having to have a buzz cut. But at that
Mhm.
point in time, as a person, a kid in high
So
school,
what? I'm not dropping $50 a month and a half every month and a half.
right? And so I'm glad I didn't do it. And I don't even think it existed. And
Yeah.
if it did, I'm glad I didn't do it. Whatever.
Mhm.
Because I don't really think buzz cuts the look.
No, it's not. I mean, we're in the age of the hipster, and you got to have kind of a soccer haircut sort of thing, or
Yeah.
a flat top, or
Or long hair with a goatee, Logan Gilbert.
or Logan. I mean, that's not for me, but that's for Logan.
That's for Logan. But yeah, we got the dads. Like we said earlier, this is
San Diego
last-
Padres for
two-
those who don't know what's going on.
San Diego. You know what that means?
Whales baseball.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Okay.
Yeah. After this, man, it's light at the end of the tunnel. It's teams under 500. The 10-game road trip starts. These are the last two
Oh, jeez.
last two games of the homestand before this 10-game road trip, where we then finish the season at home. But this 10-game road trip, if the Orioles can keep slumping,
Mhm.
it's a very real chance the Mariners could clinch
A spot while we're on the road.
spot while we're on the road.
Oh.
So, ladies and gentlemen, put your seatbelts on.
Yeah.
Get strapped in for a rocket ship ride, because anything is possible. And if we don't clinch it during the road trip, that's okay.
Then we'll clinch it at home.
Then we'll clinch it at home. Maybe against the Rangers, maybe against who else? We got
The A's.
it's the
Right.
the Rangers.
We got an Angels series last week because
We got no, we don't. We have an Angels. We go to the Angels for the second part of the
Right.
week. 4-game series. So
Yeah.
two against San Diego at home. Fly to LA Thursday, another off day. Friday we then play the Angels, and yeah, that's the start of that road trip. And so this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. The Angels still are the Angels. They're still
Mike Trout.
They have. Was it no? The A's. The A's were officially eliminated from playoff.
Yes, that's right. And so are the Nats.
So were the Nats.
Yeah.
Oh wow. The Dodgers, first team to clinch. They clinched today.
That's correct.
So congratulations to you, Los Dodgers. But
Stoyers.
I think that about wraps it up, man. Holy shit, Seattle Mariners. Holy shit, Julio Rodriguez, Eugenio, Suarez. I love you guys so much, and thank you for keeping that emotional roller coaster alive and getting a W on top. Is a cherry on top of a perfect ice cream sundae. I love you so much. That's it. That's a wrap from Monday Mojo Sport Desk. San Diego, dads, you're going down. LA, we'll bring it to you. The rest of you, go Mariners.
Go Mariners.